Hey everyone, today we're looking at the top 100 solo board games of all times. That's a list that I've taken from Board Game Geek, the People's Choice Award, which is a vote that happens every year over there on Board Game Geek. People choose their 200 favorite solo games. I've shrunk the list to just the top 100 because it's already pretty long in itself. I won't be talking about all the games, obviously I can't comment on all of them. But whenever I have something I think relevant or a game I know, I won't hesitate to give my comments. Here is Burncycle in 98 that shot up from, nothing. It's a 2022 game. Chip theory games, very, very, very popular for solo gamers. Rosenberg games are also very popular for solo gamers. Lots of them are in the list. I'm personally not a big fan, but I know that lots of solo gamers like his games. So again, not everyone might like the choices or the votes. Keep in mind that it's a popular vote. But all of those games are absolutely very good. They might not be your particular theme, like I'm not a big fan of baseball, but they're all pretty good solo games. Hostage Negotiator, I don't have that game. I know that Final Girl is somewhere in this list, and it's a re-implementation of the game that everyone seems to agree is just better in absolute. I'll have a lot to say about Final Girl when it shows up in the list. Another Rosenberg game, Glass Road, at number 90. And another one, wow, yeah, really, really popular. Black Sonata, that's a game I have. It's available for print and play. It's a solo-only game, so it was made for solo, and it's very, very original. The mechanics are some hidden placement thing where you have to track the black lady, the dark lady on the map. You never really know where she is, but you know where she was on the previous turn, and you have to guess based on the symbols. It's really good, and a print and play version is available, so you can try it or play it for free, minus the cost of printing. I really recommend this game, and if you can purchase the retail version, it's not that expensive either. So really a strong recommendation from me. Descent Legends of the Dark in number 87. It's a dungeon crawler, very popular. I'm not a big fan of Descent just because I largely prefer Gloomhaven, and I'm having a hard time finding something as good as Gloomhaven, but Descent is very solid. In 85, KDM, another game I want to try. It's such a big game. I just haven't found the money, I guess, to buy this game. I think it's pretty hard to find. I don't know, it feels like a huge commitment. Oathsworn is the game of 2022, the dungeon crawler of 2022 that lots of people have recommended to me. One game I'm definitely gonna try eventually. I'm not sure it's available in retail yet. Was that on a Kickstarter? I don't know. Welcome to the Moon, very popular roll and write. Kind of a sequel to the Welcome to Your Perfect Home. Everybody loves this game. There are several missions to complete, so it has some variety, which is pretty rare for roll and writes, I guess. And the sci-fi theme also helps for big fans of sci-fi like I am. Root, another favorite for solo gamers, although I personally wonder how good it is as a solo game. You can use a free expansion called the Better Bot to play solo, or there is an official expansion which is the Clockwork expansion. I would suggest you start with the free version just to see if that's your thing. in 77, Middara. Man, I really wanted to like this game. The theme might or might not be your thing, you know, it's very manga-like. But what broke it for me was actually the gameplay. The story, I was fine with it, I was okay. I actually liked that they put so much effort into the universe and the story. But I felt the gameplay was way too complex for what it gave me. Too many rules to simulate what tries to be very like a, you know, much like a video game. And that just didn't work for our gaming group. I think we played for like 3 sessions for a total of maybe 4 or 5 hours. And then nobody wanted to play it again. Which is sad. Like I think story-wise, it's a very good game. Again, here we're, you know, all of those games are absolutely very good. If you think about the amount of games, of board games that get made every year, and we're looking at the top 200 for solo gamers, or here the top 100, you're looking at games that are just great. Now, whether here, you know, number 72 might have been your number 80 or your number 150 or whatnot, what matters is that all of those games here are possibly good suggestions for you if you're a solo gamer. Bullet was another big hit last year. I want to try this game. It's definitely right down my alley, but I still have to find a copy that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. The West Kingdom games as well, lots of them end up in the top 200 every year. They're consistently liked. Space Hulk Death Angel. This is a game I own, I bought. It's been out of print forever. I think there's a licensing problem between Warhammer and Fantasy Flight. I paid top dollar for this game. It's okay, you know, very sci-fi, obviously Warhammer theme. I wouldn't say that any games do better than it does in its own regard right now. But I'm certainly not, I would not recommend paying 60 bucks for it. Like at 30 bucks, I really would like it. I paid 60. I don't play $60 worth of this game every year. Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth. Another game that didn't work for my group. Obviously it's very good. People seem to like it for solo. I played it with a friend. We felt it was a bit too generic. Maybe we were tired of Lord of the Rings stuff. The app did not help us with the immersion either. That's, you know, that one's a pass for me. People are doing pretty nice playmats here. Okay. Maquis, so another game I love personally. I do have the print and play version, so you can play it for the cost of what your printer is gonna cost you. Really clever worker placement game under the disguise of some action missions that you have to complete as a member of the French resistance trying to avoid or to evade the Nazis. It's cute. Again, there's lots of components to print, so maybe not the best for print and play, but if you can get the retail version as well, I think it's pretty good. I assume it's the same, but I loved it as a print and play. One Deck Dungeon, another game, you know, 63 here, people love it. It didn't work for me. I feel it's too generic, a bit too repetitive. It's pretty hard to. People have said you can play the campaign mode that alleviates some of those problems, but to me it's just too long. A session is too long for what it has to offer. We played with my son and a friend, so 3 of us, and the game would never end. It took 3 hours and we were not seeing the end of it. All of that for a few cards with like those super generic monsters, I felt, and traps. Really not for me. Final Girl, well, in 62, This one has been my favorite game last year. I was so happy every single time I played it. It's a horror game. I mean, horror is a big word here. You don't really get scared when you play board games. But in this one you play as a girl trying to evade a serial killer. And there are multiple killers, multiple locations. They all have different rules on how they work. It's tense. It's a bit random, but there are mitigations against the dice rolls. To me, it just worked perfectly. And it's the right length as well. I think every game is between 30 and 45 minutes. I love Final Girl. In 61, Sentinels of the Multiverse. I have played this game a lot as well. On my own, with friends. We love it. I think people get put off because the characters are not the ones you know, it's not Marvel, it's not DC, so people are like, why would I play this random comic book game? But it's really good. Now, with that being said, I've played in the app, which automates a lot of the complexity away for you, and I don't know that I would like to do all the bean counting with the physical game. I do recommend the app though, which I think is available on Steam. And another Rosenberg game at number 60 at the Gates of Loyang. I should try some more Rosenberg games. I mean, the one I've tried the most is A Feast for Odin, and it really didn't work for me. But maybe some others would be more my cup of tea. Maybe the theme is what was not working for me with Vikings. I don't know, give me your thoughts in the comments, like what Rosenberg game should I try if I didn't like A Feast for Odin as a solo gamer. Marvel United 55. That's a game I want to try with my kids when we have more time for board games. We have so many and we play so many already. Everdell, really successful game as well. Lots of cool expansions. It looks gorgeous. I haven't tried it. Onirim, a series of solo-only games, the Oniverse, I think there's 4 of them. Marvel Legendary, that's a game I own. I have the game, I have the Dark City expansion. I like it. I don't play it very often, but it's a game I'm gonna keep. Like, it's fun to get back to it once in a while. The setup is a bit of a pain because you have to shuffle all those decks, and there's like you have to take 5, 6 heroes every single time. It's not really made for solo initially, it's really more of a 2-player game in my opinion, but you play two-handed as a solo gamer and it works really well. It's fun, you take your time to think about how you're going to defeat the villain and his henchmen. I really like Legendary Marvel. Pandemic. Okay, if you're watching this video, you know about Pandemic. There's so many iterations about it. Pandemic's a great game. I think the only problem is that everybody's already played it, right? So you know it, you don't really want to hear about it, but you have to admit it's one of the best solo board games ever made. It didn't steal its position here at 50. If anything, I think the amount of variations on Pandemic are what's hurting it, because it's diluting the brand in a way. Like, people are going to vote for their favorite version. Yeah, such a good game. Stigmeyer Games, also a favorite for solo gamers. Legendary Encounters. So we talked about Marvel Legendary a couple minutes ago, and Legendary Encounters is an alien version of this game. It's different enough that it feels like a different game with similar mechanics. It has more story-driven scenarios, so maybe a bit less replayability, because once you're done with the story, and the story, by the way, follows the scenarios of the movies. Once you're done with one, you may not want to replay it, but in terms of atmosphere and flavor, to me it works much better than Legendary Marvel. If I had to recommend one of the two, that would be the one I recommend, Alien Encounters. Wow, okay, that's banger after banger as far as I'm concerned here. 47, Race for the Galaxy. I really love this game. You need an extension, which is the Gathering Storm, to play solo, but if you're a solo gamer, I really recommend this game. And it's strange because at the end of the day, it's a point salad. It's all about, you know, placing cards to get more victory points. And I usually don't like those games, but this one clicks for me. The sci-fi theme, it could really be any theme, but somehow, yeah, that's the one that clicked for me. And I really like this game, but you need the expansion, the Gathering Storm. Rosenberg again. Nemesis. I want to try this game. I'm a big fan of sci-fi and alien stuff. Warp's Edge, another game I want to try. There's another sci-fi slash spaceship games later down in the list, I think, that I want to talk about more. But again, Warp's Edge was a huge success in 2020. I think everyone who's tried it likes it. Dedicated for solo game. I think it's a pure solo game. If you're into sci-fi and a solo gamer, you know, everybody else has been recommending it. Role player, I don't know much about it. I'm a bit put off by the generic aspect of it. Tainted Grail. I did not buy this game because I had Seventh Continent at the time and I felt they were too similar. I kind of regret it. I'll play it eventually. This War of Mine, a game I want to try, in position 40. Sleeping Gods. Sleeping Gods did not work for my gaming group. I know everybody loves this game. It has a lot of replayability, but to us, the bean counting was too much. We felt like we were only barely surviving every single time. The different missions felt disconnected, and I think that's by design. The game lures you into thinking that there is a larger scenario, and I think that payoff never really comes, or at least it never came for us. And we were stuck into trying to accomplish missions just to barely keep the boat afloat instead of trying to find whatever artifacts we were supposed to find. Yeah, not the greatest experience for us. Cloud Spire, I do need to try a chip theory game. They all look interesting to me, and I haven't tried a single one yet. Between Burncycle and Cloud Spire, which one should I try? Let me know in the comments. Or Too Many Bones, by the way. Heh, another West Kingdom game. $33, we're getting into the really good stuff now. Pax Pamir, a game I haven't tried because the theme was not compelling to me, but everybody likes it. Dawn of the Zeds. Probably a great game. I think it's really hard to find. I think this thing has been out of print forever. Terraforming Mars Eris Expedition is very like Race for the Galaxy. I don't have this one. Seventh Continent. I did buy this game, again at top dollar, because I had a bit of FOMO on this one. I don't know what to think about Seventh Continent, guys. I loved the first 20 hours I poured into it, and if you think about any board game you've played and you enjoyed 20 hours of it, isn't that a success? I think it is. But for that, I completed maybe 1 or 2 of the missions of the game, and now when I play a new one, it feels more like a grind. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure that I love or hate this game at this point yet. I'm keeping it. I do have the expansion. I'm gonna play more of it. Anachrony. I've tried to get into this game so many times. The rules intimidate me. The board intimidates me. I want to play it, but it looks so complicated. Is it? Anybody who's played it, can you tell me? Should I give it a try again? I mean, if you look at the tutorial videos for Anachrony, they're all like 4-hour tutorials. I'm like, I'm not watching a 4-hour video that teach me how to play the game. Eldritch Horror in 26. I really like this game. The sessions are a bit too long for my play group, but I think we really like it. It's kind of been replaced by Arkham Horror LCG in our rotation, but we still like to play this one once in a while. Somehow it feels less punishing than the card game. Yeah, really good game, Eldritch Horror. Cartographers, another roll and write that was a huge success when it came out, and it's at 25 for solo gamers. I would say it's relaxing as a solo gamer. I like it. I've tried it a couple times with my family. It didn't really click with them. Wow, some of these drawings are really good. Man, I wish I could draw like that. Yeah, I know my maps don't look anywhere near that cute. But strangely, you know, I thought this required you to know how to draw because the rules say, hey, the best map wins. It's more of a Tetris-like game. You have to position the maps in a way that scores you more points. Nemo's War. So now we're in like the 25 best solo games. Ha! Another Rosenberg. Like, how many games from this designer are in the top 100? That's crazy. Lost Ruins of Arnak. A game I need to try, but I'll probably try Dune Imperium instead. I hear they're very, very similar. And it's strange because they came out, I think, the same year. Sprawlopolis. Print and play, I think you can buy the print and play version from Button Shy for maybe $3. Wow, that's a printing process issue here. At number 20, I think it deserves it. It's a very simple but clever game. It offers a lot of variations, and it only has 18 cards. It's very nicely designed. Very satisfying to play. You never feel like you lost at the end of a game because it's all about how many points you can score. It's people have said it's like playing SimCity, but a very lightweight version of it. I really like Sprawlopolis. Obsession. Joke aside, people have been obsessed with that game since it came out. I haven't tried it. Scythe. I have Scythe. I like it. The theme is certainly great. The game presence is impressive. I think the solo mode is a bit overrated. It's good, but the AI doesn't play like a normal player, and it almost feels like you're playing a different game, if you see what I mean. It's okay, but it's a bit frustrating because I don't think that makes you a better player at the game, at the real game. Still brilliant, like it just looks so good, right? Oh, and don't get tricked though, the war aspect. Oh, here we are, Feast for Odin. The one Rosenberg game that I played. That's, to me, it's a point salad. It just didn't work for me. Like, it might be better as a multiplayer game, and even that I'm not convinced. The AI is done competently, it's not the problem, it's just... Yeah, the theme didn't work for me. I knew I was playing a game, I felt like I was playing an Excel spreadsheet. Just, yeah. Feast for Odin didn't work for me. Let me know other Rosenberg games I should actually try that I might like. Robinson Crusoe at number 15. That game is punishing. It's really hard. It has multiple missions, the theme is great, you know, it's about, hey, we're gonna die on this island, let's gather enough wood to make a big fire and call a boat to save us. Things like that. The missions are great, there's lots of choices you can make. It's actually really cooperative in the sense that everyone needs to do something to make sure that we survive the next day. But it's so hard, you think you're doing okay, and then, you know, you die within the last few turns because everything gets more and more punishing. Under Falling Skies. Okay, so this one was a print and play sci-fi game, which is unlike anything I've seen before. You can play it for free because it's print and play. There's also a retail version that came out apparently in 2020, maybe 21, which adds a campaign mode, and people say it's great. I would say start with the print and play version. To me, it's been just awesome to play this game. And again, you play 2-3 times in a row, then you put it back in the box and, you know, get it back a couple weeks later. There's so many choices and mitigation for the dice rolls. It's a great game. At number 13, Dune Imperium. And 12, another Imperium Classics. I don't like this game. I wanted to like it. First I have to talk about the components. The cards look so cheap. Like the cardboard they're made of. I don't know. They bend. I don't like that. Anyway, the game lasts an hour and a half, which is way too long for me. You don't know until the very end how many points you got. It's very hard to get a sense of if you're ahead or not against the AI. It's just too long for me to really enjoy this game. Yeah, when it comes to points, I'll go for a Race for the Galaxy instead of this game. Gaia Project in 11. I think that game has been out of print for a while. Ark Nova, another one that shot up to the top. It's from 2021 and it's number 10. Eon's End. I played this game. I played a lot of this game with my gaming group, not as a solo gamer. I don't want you to think I hate it, but we played it for like 3-5 sessions and then we never touched it again. I think we were done with it. We played way too much of it, way too fast. And then we felt like we explored everything the game had to offer. I still think it's great. I don't think, in terms of boss fights, I don't think there's any other game that offers what this game offers. Terraforming Mars, number 8. I don't have this game, so I can't talk about it. Lord of the Rings, the card game, that's a game I can talk about. We've played a lot of it with my gaming group. Solo, it's great, although you'll probably want to play two-handed because I think there's many missions that as a solo gamer you simply cannot complete with just one team. It's very thematic, it's very hard, but still the missions are doable. Like if you have the right team, you feel like you can tweak your deck right enough to complete a given mission. If you're into deck building, this game is great. And also obviously if you like the Lord of the Rings, the art is gorgeous. Gloomhaven, you know about Gloomhaven, everybody knows about Gloomhaven. That's probably one of my favorite games of all time. At number 6, you know, it fits right there in the top solo games of all time, and it deserves it. Your own opinion is already made on this game. I won't change your mind, I'm sure. But I haven't found a single other game like it. No dungeon crawler is like this one. The way the card system works is just so clever. It works so well. Man, I want to play Gloomhaven again. Too Many Bones. Okay, so that's another Cheap Theory game I haven't tried. Why haven't I tried the Cheap Theory games? They look great. Arkham Horror, the card game. So another one in the same line as Lord of the Rings, the card game by Fantasy Flight 2. I've played Arkham Horror a lot with some friends and we really like it. As a solo game, it's pretty good too, although again, you'll probably want to play two-handed. It's very thematic, even more thematic than Lord of the Rings, the card game actually. Maybe more difficult? Feels a bit more random when you lose? No, not even that. I love this game. It's hard. It's one of those hard Fantasy Flight games. You're not gonna succeed the way you want. Marvel Champions. Well, I wish I could tell I had tried it, but I did not. Mage Knight. I did buy this game this year and I'm gonna try it. I can't speak much more about it than that. But I know everybody loves it. It's at number 2 for good reasons. And in number 1, what do we have? Of course, Spirit Island. Well, I like this game. It's not my personal number one, but it's really good. It's very different from everything out there. All the characters you can play have very, very different powers, which means different strategies to win the game. There's a bunch of different enemies as well to spice things up. There's a lot of replayability in the core box for this game, and as a solo gamer, it's just awesome. And you can play single-handed, double-handed. I think both work fine. Different strategies here. And it plays well once you understand the rules. Like, it looks a bit difficult at the beginning, but then it goes really fine. And that's the end of this list. Tell me if you think it made sense in the comments below, and check the links in the description for more details. Thank you!